more in practice over the last several years, which is Hashimoto's. So this condition is an autoimmune problem. It's when the thyroid gland is being destroyed by its own body, so its own immune system. For some reasons, the immune system is attacking the thyroid gland, which over time can lead to hypothyroidism, can lead to a goiter, for example, enlargement of the thyroid, and over time people can have hypothyroidism symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, insomnia, mood swings, hormonal issues, and so on and so on. So this condition is fairly hard to diagnose because it can be a silent condition, meaning that you may not have any symptoms for years and years and years, and you have this health problems going on inside the body until you actually reach a point that the body crashes and then you have all kinds of symptoms. So it's hard to diagnose because doctors don't really run the blood work for Hashimoto's because they believe it's not that common. So you need to look at antibodies for the thyroid, like thyroglobulin antibodies and TPO. So these are the two main ones that you can actually run the blood work for and see if those antibodies numbers are fine or within the range. And if they are not, if they are too high, it means most likely that you have Hashimoto's. And the way to treat it is typically give you a thyroid medication. Some cases, actually, doctors will remove the thyroid, which is something I do not recommend because you need your thyroid. Otherwise, if you don't have your thyroid, you're stuck to take medications for the rest of your life. And medications do not replace a thyroid gland. It's really complicated. I had people coming in, they don't have a thyroid anymore for some reason, or they kill the thyroid with radiation, and the thyroid is not working anymore, and you have to take medications, and then you have to take blood work every 3 months and so on to make sure your numbers are within the range and so on and so on. So it has major side effects, actually, when you don't have your thyroid. It can affect your bones, your hormones, obviously, your adrenals, your hypothalamus, and so on and so on. So it's really disruptive. So what we need to do is to figure out why your body, for some reason, started to attack itself. What are the cause of it? Okay. The first one, of course, we need to look at food, diet. We look at grains, for example, that are part of it. So I typically recommend an autoimmune paleo type of diet, which is no grains. Coffee could be an issue. Nightshades like tomatoes, bell peppers, paprika, eggplant, and so on can be an issue as well. Green vegetables, we don't think about that, but kale, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, crucifers could actually be an issue as well when you have thyroid issues. Nuts could be a problem in some cases. Eggs could be a problem. Milk. So we need to determine what are the foods for you, your own situation, that contribute to Hashimoto's. Typically, food is not the cause of Hashimoto's, but it can make the problems worse. It's like if you add gasoline to fire, it just feeds the fire and you have a stronger fire, so it's harder to put out. So the same thing with the body is we need to avoid all the foods that add gasoline to the fire, which is this autoimmune problems. So this is one of my work when we meet a patient with Hashimoto's, is to determine what kind of food you shouldn't have or what kind of food you should have. And then I like to recommend the autoimmune paleo diet, AIP for short, or the plant paradox diet. This is another good diet that I like to use with people with Hashimoto's or autoimmune issues, because it does eliminate a lot of foods that can contribute to the problem. But at the end of the day, we need to figure out why your body started to destroy itself. And it boils down to a gut issue. You know, our gut, 70% of your immune system is stored or located in your gut. So if your gut isn't happy, it does impact dramatically the immune system function. So we need to make sure the gut function is great, is optimal. And 99% of the time, it comes down to be a parasite issue / Lyme disease issue. We don't hear a lot, or we don't talk a lot about Lyme disease, but it is a bacterial infection and co-infection that is really, really more common than what people believe. I've read some studies where they claim that maybe 80, 85, 90% of the population will have some type of bacterial Lyme infection in the body that may be asleep, but with stress or something major going on, it can be awakened, and then this bacterial infection can actually cause damage to your organs. So I do see almost all the time, like I said, parasite / Lyme issues that we need to address. And these actually reside in your gut. So we need to detox your gut when it comes to parasites. Of course, we need to address the lymphatic as well, because the lymphatic is in your gut. On top of that, so we need to make sure your lymphatic is moving good. I say that because those pathogens, Lyme and parasites, are moving or can move throughout the body using the lymphatic system. I've seen all kinds of cases where parasites will move around and reside into the thyroid or the liver or the kidneys. I've seen cases where the neck area, something with Lyme disease, Babesia, Bartonella, Borrelia, they can move and they can actually hide into your tissues. And that's why it's really, really hard and almost impossible to get rid of bacterial infection like Lyme with antibiotics or traditional medicine, because they hide deep into tissues. And then when you stop taking the medications, they come back with a vengeance. It's worse. I have experienced that myself, and I've seen that so many cases of this with people who come to us is they've been antibiotics for years and years and years. They are in remission, they say, or you don't have Lyme anymore. They don't see the ban on the Western blot, for example. But when you stop the medication, antibiotics, everything's come back. So it is a temporary fix. It's not a fix to me. It's just a Band-Aid. It helps to suppress the problem, but not to get rid of it. So you need to use protocols, herbs, and different things to detox and support the immune system to get rid of the infections, the Lyme and the parasites. So to me, when it comes to Hashimoto's, this is the main cause of why people over time have this issue going on with your thyroid, when the thyroid is being destroyed by the body, by the immune system. The immune system makes antibodies that attack and destroy the thyroid, and it boils down to parasite Lyme. Of course, there's other factors. Maybe there's a EBV going on, there's a virus going on. Sometimes Candida is part of that as well. I have to say that it is part of Hashimoto's most of the time as well, but it's not the main driver of the disease. But it is a factor that needs to be addressed at some point. So food is important, but fixing the gut, detoxing the gut, the Lyme, the parasite, doing maybe some coffee enemas to remove all those different toxins throughout the body and lymphatic. And then we have to rebuild the immune system with good probiotics and good prebiotics, with good vitamins, good nutrition to help healing the gut and support the immune system. And one vitamin that I see a lot in those cases that they don't take enough or they are deficient, it is vitamin A. These days, we don't consume enough vitamin A. Vitamin A is mostly from animal sources. I'm talking about the real vitamin A, not the beta-carotene. So the best sources, of course, the liver, and then you have eggs, you have seafood, fish, and meat and cheese and so on and so on. So a lot of those people are deficient in vitamin A, which add some compounding problems to the situation, because you need vitamin A to actually support your liver to detox. So if you are vitamin A deficient, so you are less able to detox those different pathogens. So make sure you consume enough vitamin A from animal products that will support these detox pathways and your body to get better. So I hope it makes sense. If you have any question when it comes to Hashimoto's, let me know. You can email me, write me a comment, and then we can help you out with this condition. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.